Hey guys, this is Lori with Red Dog Homemaking, and today we are doing a DIY fireplace in our bedroom. I'm so excited. First things first, taping off the wall so we'll know where the fireplace is supposed to go. You will see that we did have to change this position, but it worked out for the best. So the first thing you see here is Dickie is actually putting the light switch back on. We thought that we had initially wanted the mantle to be above the light switch, so we were just going to bring it out to the end, but as it turned out, it was going to be too much trouble, so we opted to do the mantle under the switch, which in turn ended up being a better decision for us. Here we're measuring the floor so that we can add the board on the floor that'll be the stability for the whole structure. Here's where we're actually installing and leveling the base board that's going to hold the entire structure for the fireplace. So we're putting it on top of the carpet because in the event we ever want to change this, remove it, we won't have cut the carpet out and have to replace it for the whole room. So we opted to go on top of it instead, which helped as a cushion and insulator too. So here I'm checking the leveler, making sure the board is flat because we don't want a crooked fireplace. And Dickie will continue to put in the screws and finish that. Here Dickie's measuring the boards that are going to create our structure for the fireplace, and well, Jack's always out supervising, so he wanted to make sure he did the job right. But yeah, it's just a matter of, cutting the boards for both sides and the back brace board, which will hold the weight of the actual fireplace. Now that he's measured the boards, he is going to cut them, and these boards will make up the front brace and the back brace of the structure, and it's also going to be the board that runs along the back that will actually hang the fireplace on. There's a bracket that came with it, and we attach it to that back one, and that's what it'll hang on to really give it that added support so that it stays put. Here Dickie is finishing up putting in the screws from the framing, which as you see we put the sides up, we put the front bars, the back bars on the top and the bottom. The bottom we just attached to that floorboard you saw us install earlier. And along the way, of course, we made sure that everything was level so that when we put the fireplace on, it will all level out. The backboard across the middle there is to hang the actual fireplace on, and the one below that is what the fireplace will actually sit on. That is all the bracing we needed because we chose a smaller fireplace to install, so it didn't require a lot of added support. Okay, so now we're hanging up the actual fireplace. This is that bracket I spoke of earlier. It actually comes in the kit with the electrical fireplace. It's just a small bracket that we have to screw in to the back brace that the fireplace actually hangs on. So this board is a very supportive brace in the whole frame, and it will allow the fireplace to hang on it, but also the board that is under us is what it sits on. So it's kind of a double way to brace it and make sure that it's not going to move anywhere, because once we close it in, we need to know that it is supported in all sides. And here we're just making sure that it is level because nobody wants a crooked fireplace. So we're finishing up. There, I just tripped over Dickie's butt. Gotta love it. We're just finishing up putting in that brace, and then we're going to get the fireplace and start doing the installation, which is the fun part, because now we can actually see our project taking shape. Okay, I think we're done with that, and we're getting ready to get the fireplace. Talking about our aches and pains. We're getting too old to be doing these things. Nice honey shot. How many screws do we have to put in? Who knows? We should be getting ready to get the fireplace and put it in. Here we're actually trying out the fireplace, making sure that the back brace is forward enough, making sure that it does hang on it properly. Also, you can't see because I'm in the way, but you have to make sure that the fireplace comes out in front of the brace far enough to where we can put what we're using shiplap. We have to make sure that the shiplap will be actually set back from the front of the fireplace because there's a glass piece that goes over the front of this. We're literally screwing it into the bracket that we just hung up. So it's just another way of keeping it attached. You know, it's hanging, it's sitting, and now it's being screwed in. So that thing's not going anywhere. But we had to make sure that it was protruding enough to where the shiplap would come in behind the glass instead of over top of it, just so that, you know, it's installed properly because the glass is supposed to overlap. Finishing up that little process. Now we've plugged it in. We're now installing the shiplap, which is my favorite part, but there is a little trick. If you know, you know. With shiplap, there's a long edge and there's a short edge, and if you don't put it in, install it right, your gaps will be uneven. We had to learn that the hard way on a wall that we were doing in another room. But yeah, we're just installing the shiplap. We're going to go all the way to the top as far as we can before we have to strip a piece, and we're checking to make sure the electrical works, which as you see it does. And now we're going to see where the glass comes out so that we know how far to go with the actual trimming of the top board that has to go kind of down the side and across the top. We'll have to kind of like put a horseshoe in it. But this is the fun part because we're actually seeing our project come together. We're seeing how it's all going to look. And it's very exciting. But we're just checking the gap on the sides before we finish building it out. So back to putting the shiplap pieces on, which this took no time. When I say we did this project in one day, we did it in one day. It's an easy project. It just really takes a little bit of thought of kind of mapping out each piece and step by step so that everything does come together properly. You didn't see in this video where we did drill a hole up there where the TV is, and there's a hole behind the shiplap where the fireplace is plugged in so that we could plug our TV in so we could fish the wall. That way it's a nice clean look when everything's done. The TV's on the wall. The fireplace, you know, it's freestanding and there's no cords, which is so nice. Okay, so now we're going to do, again, we're going to try the piece of glass. We just didn't trust ourselves, so we just kept trying it with the glass on so we'd know exactly how to cut that top piece because there's a little bit of a horseshoe got to be cut out of it. So we'll know how much, though, by placing the glass up there. But it's so exciting because you can see it coming together. Right now, it's probably about 7 o'clock at night. We're finishing up. We've been cutting. Here, Dickie's doing the side. He's putting those final pieces on the edge there. And this mantle here was the small one, so we had to replace it. And as you see, the new one overhangs. And this is it. I mean, such a simple thing. It's a clean look. There's so much we could do with it. I love this little fireplace and am excited to use it. Thanks for watching our video. We hope you'll come back and watch more DIYs as they come. We thoroughly enjoyed it and we appreciate you watching and supporting. If you haven't already, please go like and subscribe, and we look forward to more videos. This is Lori with Red Dog.